Hi all, back with more Labyrinth, playing the extended campaign, so this will be part 38, I think. Yeah, I just remember I'm just starting to put part 37 together, and I did not edit out my uh, camera catastrophe and falling things over, so um, uh, it's probably fine. I've done it 2 or 3 times before, as long as nothing. I didn't swear or anything. I don't think. Or you didn't see anything that you shouldn't have seen. I don't think. Like I say, that's why I like to watch them back, especially with things like that, just in case. Okay, so yeah, I've not been away that long. We're just about to come back to our turn. Yeah, okay, good. Right, I had a sort of big comment from Hamler. Actually, I don't know what part it was, sorry. I've not got it in front of me because my tablet's doing this and that, but just in my head, one of the things he was saying about, I think, there was no timestamp, but I think he was talking about what Jean brought up regarding I suppose the bit about, he says, you cheated because I should select my operation first. And I think Hammer was saying that it might be the app's sort of way of dealing with it, but it seemed like you could change your operation how you wanted even after the event. So I don't know if there's any truth in that or not. The rulebook, admittedly, it's not crystal clear in the rulebook regarding all that. I wouldn't say it's set in stone that it says that. Probably worth a look in BGG. You would think that might have been asked. It does feel to me like you should be having to state your operation first. Unless I'm getting you mixed up with what you were talking about here, Hamler, because it's not. I think that's what you were discussing there. But I'll have a better look at your comment. I only just glanced at it there before coming across. Let's see, I've not got it in front of me. I can't read it out. But I just wanted to pick up on the 2 or 3 things that you mentioned. You also mentioned that you hoped I got a certain card that came on. I can't remember the name of it, but well, I hope I get that card too, whatever it might be. But the one thing I did want to bring up was you mentioned that apparently this isn't in the rules. It was a RAD or frequently asked questions FAQ'd about the withdraw operation, stating that you can't move them. You have to move them back to the track. I mean, I think I thought that in the first place. It doesn't say they are. Deploy any number of troops out of target country, and then yada yada yada. And I'm assuming it's not in the rules. I'm pretty sure with the loot. Withdraw is a special type of deploy operation. It requires the US to be soft posture and have troops in a regime change country. Play a 3 value card. Deploy any number of troops out of regime change country, regardless of cells present. Remove aid. Yeah, it doesn't say that you've got to deploy them back to the track. So I'm guessing that's something that was missed out, and you know what? Then, where did I have? I'm sure I had some frequently asked questions there, or was that for the previous game that I had out? There's nothing there. Maybe it wasn't for this game. Or where would I put it? I'm not seeing anything lying about here. I'm sure I did. Oh, you know what? I've taken it down the stairs. I took it down the stairs a while back to have a look at it. So it's down the stairs. I'll need to bring that back up. Because that could be quite relevant. Now, did I deploy withdraw my troops directly into regime change? No, I wouldn't be able to do that. I must have put them back to the track, so I think we're okay. Right, trying to think back. it was from Central Asia. I withdrew my troops. And the thing is, I can't... Oh. No, you can you? If a regime change says you've got to... A regime change says you've got to deploy 6+ troops. So I'm hoping that he's just saying that I was talking about being able to deploy them, withdraw them into anywhere. I don't think I done that, because I think I had to send it back to the track to then deploy them, to then regime change with them. Whether it was Pakistan, no, was it not Egypt actually? But I was talking about it, wasn't I? Yeah, because I was talking about maybe leaving. Oh God, I don't know. I don't think I deployed them in any other country, yeah, because the 6 here, regime change, the 6 here, regime change, they have had to come... Oh no, hold on. Well, they don't have to come from the troops track, but they couldn't have came from there, because I would have had to do a withdrawal operation, and then this is a regime change operation. So they would have had to... You know, if I took them from a country, it would have had to be in a non-regime change country that I was then regime changing in, wouldn't I? Okay, well, thanks for letting me know about that. I'm going to have to look more into that and find the frequently asked or the errata stuff that I've got. Yeah, and I think he did say that things were bad and we had quite a good turn. I'm not quite sure if he was commenting on the most recent part. I can't remember. It's not in front of me. So, okay. We'll see how it goes. I don't know how that turn went. What happened? We've got civil war going on now. Of course, the thing is, he's commenting on a part that's about, I don't know, part 31 or 32. And what is this that I just said? 38 or 37 or something? I think it's 38 actually. So I'm way ahead of things and hopefully not blundering away at things. Okay, so it's our turn. This may be the last part of the night. I might have a chance for that. Hang on. Right, so I got interrupted there and I've no idea what I was saying. So, it is our turn. Yes. Yeah, they put an R2 cells into here, so the problem is I've got no 3-ops cards. It's a poor country. I'm going to have to spend my both card plays to do that. Also got to remember there's a terror pot here. Again, it's a non-Muslim country. The fund is maxed, so that's not going to affect roll posture. Alright, so it's going to roll posture, which is a bit annoying because that's soft. And if it's a Schengen, well, it's not this time, so that's the only thing that's going to happen. What's the relevance to being a WMD then? What am I missing there? If the pot is in an non-Muslim country, including the US, roll the country's posture. If WMD in a 2-player game, the jihadist side may re-roll this result once. If it's WMD in the US, the game's over, is it no? In a 2-player game. Right, what am I missing there? If the plot is in a non-Muslim country, including the US, you roll the country's posture. If it's a WMD... Oh, right, okay, so you can re-roll it. Alright, so he gets 2 shots at it. Does the bot get that then? No, it does say in a 2-player game, Grant. Yeah. So that's all that happens. If a WMD goes off in a non-Muslim country, unless it's the US, there's not really anything else that happens, is there? Well, it says they're funding at 9, but it's at 9. It's forever been at 9. Well, not forever, but... so it said they're funding at 9, and then... I mean, basically that's it. We roll in the posture. So it's not such a big deal in a non-Muslim country. I mean, unless it's the US, of course. Okay. I mean, it could be annoying if that goes hard, right enough, but... Right, so what are we going to do? We've still got 2 jihadist cards, and then we've got 2... I mean, I feel like I probably should be placing 3 militia, but it's an ally country, so my options are limited. Jordan, Egypt, Afghanistan. I mean, can militia move about? Like, can they deploy? No, I don't think they can. I don't think so. Is it not in the back of the flowchart, Grant? Tell you about militia. Here we go. Rest prestige, only remove 1 cell. Regardless how an event is worded and may not be placed otherwise existing in Islam, show good or non-Muslim country. Militia remove and a country becomes good. So they can't deploy either. I mean, I'm not saying it's not useless to have them in like Jordan, Egypt or Afghanistan, but... Well, actually, there's a good place for them, Egypt, because I've got to keep 5 more troops than cells in here, and they would count for that, wouldn't they? Does that not say there that they count for that? When checking for... No. No, it's talking about war ideas. When checking for preconditions... Yeah. No, hold on. Well... Would it... If I want to move... Right, hang on. If I want to deploy troops out, it says if it's regime change, I must leave at least 5 more troops in cells here right now. So right now I would need to leave... I could only move 1 troop out. If I was to place 3 militia in there, would that allow me to move another, a total of 4 troops out? And leave in... I don't know. I think so, but I'm not sure. 1.2.4. Checking for preconditions concerning war of ideas and regime change countries, the major jihad. The number of militia present in a country is added to the number of troops. That's not really the same thing as what I'm talking about, though, is it? Because I'm talking about deploy here. I mean, I would have liked to think this had been upgraded too, to say that that this special said if from regime change country must leave at least 5 more troops and militia than cells. Excuse me. But I'm not reading that. I sort of feel like that should be there, but no, I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it, but okay. Well, for instance, the likes of here, see Pakistan, which actually is another option, and right now we cannot do a war of ideas there because we've not got 5 more troops than cells. So if we place the 3 militia, the militia count for that. Yeah. I'm not sure. I feel like other place to put it would be Afghanistan, but if they can't move anyway, so it's either Afghanistan, Egypt, well, Saudi Arabia, or Pakistan. Looking at my other cards, I've got smartphones. I don't really see that as being. I think the fact I want to put 3 ops together to probably disrupt here or disrupt here. I mean, I probably want to keep on top of this, but I feel like their turns is going to put more cells back in there, and then they're going to they're going to come in with sleeper cells, and before you know it, I'm in trouble. Rule yes posture. Yeah, these 2 cards are worrying me because I don't want to play either of them, but we know we've got to play one of them. Roll posture for Caucasus, it's soft already, so yeah, that's not good then. +1 funding, doesn't matter right now, but roll in US posture. Remember, we got +1 to that as well. And then that's just kind of looks horrible, but I mean, maybe if I studied it a bit more, thought it through, it might not be as bad as I think. I mean, it's only a 1 ops card, so you'd think that might not be so bad. Place 1 cell or +1 funding. So the fact that its fund is at max right now, I'm pretty sure the event instruction is going to tell me to place a cell. If country is in civil war, part of caliphate, place 2 cells. Well, we've got 1 civil war country at Somalia. Somalia is not an option because it's got to be played in one of the countries. So that's good. Roll Serbia's posture. Serbia's untested. All travel to / within Schengen countries must roll as if not adjacent this turn. That's a bad thing for them, isn't it? All travel to / within Schengen countries must roll as if not adjacent this turn. Well, that's bad for them. So that's... Yeah, maybe it's not as bad as I'm thinking this. I think it's going to place a cell in one of the countries, and we're going to roll Serbia's posture, and then the travel to bit is actually beneficial to us. So, okay, because I don't want to roll US posture. We've got the world's maxed out again at soft 3, so in fact it might even be soft 4, I'm not sure, but it only goes up to 3 anyway. So maybe we play this, but maybe not right now. So are you thinking 3 ops here and then 3 ops here to do 2 3 ops operations? The smartphones is just giving us a waking marker. I'm not saying that's not a good thing, but this one places a troop and a militia in a poor 1 or 2 resource African country. Which again, I'm not saying is not good either, but looking out here, if I've got it right, and these are the African countries here. Hey, now hold on, Somalia's part of that. Ooh. If you just place Serval there, Serval is 1 troop. Remove if played again elsewhere. Also place 1 militia and then mark. The fact that it's Civil War grant. Alright, it needs to be a poor 1 or 2 resource African country, but Somalia counts for that. The only one we can't place would be Egypt. Well, sorry, it's got to be poor as well. So we can't place in Egypt or Algeria, Tunisia, but we could go Morocco. Yeah, I mean, placing troops up there isn't stopping this nonsense, is it? Yeah, once they get a second reaction marker in a country, it's kind of deadly, isn't it? It's kind of that's really nasty. Having one there's not great, but you can live with it, maybe. Well, no, actually, not really, because I think Hammer also pointed out that this was bad as well. -1 reaction marker to their jihad roles. Well, their major jihad role. It's that adversity. Eventually Iraq's going to go. You think? Right. So I suppose I'm sort of thinking about would it be better to put another troop and a militia in there? I don't know, is it not better just disrupting in there? Is that not better? Thing is, this would be one card play, and we get the troop and the militia. In fact, this is auto recruit though as well. It's yuck. And then this is 1 to 4 more cells and troops, and it's got the Bouzies regime, so this is always going to be the priority right now. Unless you can put 6 troops there, that would stop it. I can't put another 4 troops there. I could put 1 troop in a militia. Right, hold on there. No, because I can't travel. I can't deploy into there any more troops because it's poor. It needs to be ally Muslim. And the fact it's adversity I can't really do anything with. I'm not really sure. I think it was just the fact that the troops were there at the time we'd done it. It made sense to do it. I hope I've got that right as well. There's sort of something feel odd about the fact that these troops are still there, but then we did that with we did that with Somalia already. Somalia was taken over, and the troops are there, and now it's back to poor, and the troops are still there. So yeah, maybe that's okay. So yeah, if I put 2 troops there, if I was able to somehow manage to get another 2 troops in there, no, this would have worked, but it says ally country, and that's not an ally. Yeah, that would have been good. If I could have ended up putting 4 militia and 1 troop in there, that would have been good. But you can't. So right, I actually think what I'm going to do here is do a disrupt, but do it in Pakistan. Hold on, Grant. Hold on. No, because we're still sitting at -1 for a war of ideas at the moment. If I do a disrupt here, it takes it out of the -1 territory, and then if they deploy more troops in Somalia next phase, then I might have to come down and disrupt here again. But if not, then I might have a go at a war ideas in Pakistan. I've got adjacent good, and I'd have no negative modifier, so I'd get a +1. Yeah, it's just my card. I'm thinking there, can't I get an awakening marker in here? And I'm looking at smartphones and thinking place one awakening marker. But I'd only be able to play this if the country was subject to event or operation in this or the last action phase. The bot did not do anything in Pakistan, and I mean, yeah, it'd be great if I had a 3 ops card in my hand, disrupt in Pakistan, then play smartphones. I can't do that though, because my hand's rubbish. Okay. Now we're thinking this Islamic Maghreb might be okay to just play. I mean, it's not brilliant, but yeah, okay. Right, so I'm gonna do an disrupt in Pakistan. I'm gonna play this for 2 ops, put in reserves. I'm not even going to bother putting it up there in reserves, and then play this for 1 ops. So neither played for event. Don't know if this is daft, if this is silly. These events are doing things. Yeah, okay. I need to get my prestige. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Okay, so neither of them were played for event. I chucked something in reserves, then took it out again. Disrupt in Pakistan. Okay, takes both them away. We've got troops. They 2 go back to the track. Where is it? No. Oh, for goodness sake. Right. Where are you? There we go. We leave a cadre in Pakistan, and because there was 2 troops, it affected 2 cells, we gain a prestige. So we're now up to mid-jump. Yeah, just remember there's a pot out there again, but that's fine, I think. Yeah, okay, let's go with that. I mean, I think nothing's going to happen quick for me. Nothing's going to happen quick for you, Grant. You're going to have to just do these things slowly and take chances and hope for the best and whatever. Okay, so that was my second card play. So we're going to resolve this plot, which I didn't bother about. So, okay, so let's go. It's a non-Muslim country. Oops. What we got? Right. Oh, we knew what it was. So pot 3. Right. Well, I wasn't bothered about doing it anyway. Right. That goes up in. So that's going up here as well. Right. So their funding's at 9. So in a non-Muslim country, we would add. No, that's not a good country. So we would add 3 to their funding, but it's at 9. We're now going to roll posture on this, and it's not Schengen, there's no troops, so that's it. So we're just going to roll posture on Nigeria. So it wouldn't be good if it went hard, admittedly. So 1 to 4 it's soft, is it? Yeah, 1 to 4 it's soft. Okay, we're good. So stay soft, and that'll be that. Okay. These cards should have been put away. They're both played for just discard. Right. Okay, so I'm coming close to the end of things for the night, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know, what time is it? Quarter past 6, but I need to get myself something to eat, so... yeah, this probably will be the last part. Probably should. Right, so it's over at them. There's our 3 cards left. Yeah, I don't want to play this card. We've kind of got our posture sort of in a good place. We've got the world 3 soft. We've got our prestige up out of the low. I don't want to mess with this if I can help it. This looks like it's bearable. And so possibly play this for 3 ops and either try have a war of ideas in Pakistan, or if I feel like I have to more concentrate on Somalia, disrupt 2 more of these cells. But well, that's after we see what the board does. And okay. Alright. What's turn? Facebook. Okay. That's 3 ops, US cards, so there's 3 cells on, well, there's 6 cells on the track, because its funding's at ample 9. So, I guess it's probably going to not attempt Grant, it's going to recruit them all into Somalia. Oh my. Okay. Right, is it a playable non-US event? It is not. Is Major Jihad success at poor possible? 6-2. They would need 7-2 to make that happen. So, no. It's funded tight, no. Selling good or fair, no. Poor Muslim will want to form ourselves and troops where jihad success possible, yes. Among candidates, find the priority. Well, it's between Iraq and Somalia, and we know it's going to come down to Bazi's regime. So Somalia is the target. Is there a cell adjacent? No. Is funding moderate? No. Is there a cell available? Yeah. Recruit. It's an auto-recruit country. It's got 3 ops. Right, there we go. So 4, 8, 9 to 2. So now they can. Yeah, I'm just hoping that they're going to just actually Major Jihad there now, I think. Yeah, I am actually, because if we go into end the turn right now and all these cells are still there, yeah, I sort of forgot about that and probably should have stayed concentrating on. The problem was that this is just going to keep happening, and now they're inactive cells, and I've got to turn them active, and I'm not going to be able to battle with that with 2 troops. Yeah, maybe the reason for placing the cell, the troop and the militia in there for the attrition. Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Right, that's our first card play. They didn't have any reserves, didn't need any reserves. Recruited 3 cells. Right, let's go. Right, as a possible playable event, unassociated JV/copycat. If jihadists place an active cell or a level 1 plot in any one non-Muslim country. Okay, maybe some info on that one. 207. Right. So it says in US. In US, if WMD available, place cell. Else place plot if funding less than 8. Else place cell. Oh my. Ooh. Right, I've had a couple of beers now, so try and get my head around that one. Right, if jihadists place an active cell or a level 1 plot in any one non-Muslim country. Okay, so the first part says in US, full stop. So can we place an active cell in the US? Yeah. can we place a... Well... No, hold on. Right. Because it's asking if there's a WMD available, place sell. And I'm thinking, well, it's a level 1 plot. But that's not... I think it's going to place a sell in the US here. It's going to be an active sale. Yeah, I mean, that's why it's not so brutal. And, well, it's not so brutal. If this had been their first card play, it might have been brutal. But it's their second card play. So I think... And just looking up at the cells there, they're the 3 cells that came in through training camps. And they'd be available for recruit. But if this was here, we could still use these to place. Remember, this is through an event. So these cells, it says place active cells, so I'm assuming I just take one of them and place it actively in the US. In US, if WMD available, place a cell. Else, place a plot if funding less than 8. Well, funding is not less than 8. Else, place a cell. Right. Okay, yeah, I think that's quite clear now, actually, after reading that. So, it's wanting to do this in the US. And remember, the event is place an active cell or a level 1 plot in any one non-Muslim country. So, the US is a priority here. Where are we? 207. So in US, and then if there's a WMD available, we know there is. So it's not going to place a cell. It's not going to place the level 1 plot. It's going to place a cell, in the hope that might, then allow a WMD to be placed there. If there wasn't a WMD available, it would place the level 1 plot if the funding was less than 8, or the funding's 9. So if that's the case, then the last choice is it would just place the cell. Yeah, it makes sense. So, well, hang on, this event is a playable event, so what's going to work? Right, okay, so we're playing this for the event, JV/Copycat. A number of homegrown cells with no direct ties to or matching orders from jihadist movements overseas have planned or carried out attacks on US soil. With the attempted attack in Garland, Texas, and the raid in San Bernardino, California, being examples. These were in part inspired by recent previous attacks or jihadist websites on the so-called dark web, and by universal calls for action from jihadist videos. The result has been a tightening of security in the home front to include placing all US military bases at threat condition Bravo, the first time this has occurred since 9/11. Right, so did we work out what was happening with this? Sorry, I've been paused a few times over the last 15 minutes. JV/Copycat, radicalisation of international jihadists using the dark web. If jihadists place an active cell or a level 1 plot in any one non-Muslim country. Yeah, it's an active cell going in the US, I think. 207. US WMD is available, so place a cell. Yeah. We know that there's still 4 WMDs out of the last 8 plots. So I'm going to take a cell now. This cell's, like I said, it's coming from the 3 training camps ones. But they're considered to be in here right now. The reason I'm leaving them there is they're only available if this is... Well, sorry. They're only available to recruit if this is in the 9 box. They'd be available for this operation no matter where that was, by the way. So, and it's turning into an active sale though, member, in the US. Okay, so we've now got a problem. We need to deal with that. Right now, unfortunately. That's put a spanner in the works. I mean, I want to say it's easily dealt with, but it's then going to spoil other things because, yeah. Yeah, because I've got, I don't want to play that Boston Marathon. We've managed to realise that this is bad enough, but now we're going to have to use this to disrupt that cell, aren't we? I think. Which means we've only got 2 ops left over to do something else. But this is looking like a mess anyway. But no, I you know what? If I was able to have the 3 ops, I think I would have ignored this and just went for the War of Ideas in Pakistan. Can I ignore this active sale in the US? Is that silly? Well, that's their turnover. Hey, now hold on. They get 1 reserve grant for that. That was played as an unassociated event. Previous card was not. So they played it for the event. And they will get 1 reserve for it. Just thinking back to new rules and all that. Nothing, governance hasn't changed or anything like that. No. Yeah, we've not been able to do anything in Morocco, so I don't know. How do you deal with that? Is there a way to deal with that, guys? You know, without having an event that says deal with that. Okay, yeah, I guess we just need to. Well, I'm saying forget about it. It's going to go adversary this turn, and then next turn, then the next turn, it's going to go Zlam Show, and that's another 2 points for them. Okay, these 2 cards are just discarded. And that was the bot. I'm at 42 minutes. Yeah, I could still possibly. No, maybe not finish a turn. Probably not. The way Grant plays. The speed that I play at, probably not. So my turn. Right, and there's no ports out there, no. But there's a cell in the United States. So if I ignore the cell in the United States, what happens here? If they draw a 3 ops card right now, that's not playable for event. They're doing a major jihad attempt in Somalia. And yeah, no, here's the other thing. If a plot is placed, if I use these 2 cards, I've only got 2 ops left, right? If I use these 2 cards and just ignore the plot in the US, bear in mind they get to start the new turn. Bear in mind they've got 3 cards left. It's sounding sillier and sillier to do this, but if I do just ignore the cell in the US, the active cell in the US, which is active, it only cost me 1 ops and it's away, it's gone. That's right, isn't it? I just disrupt that. I don't need to do it. I just play 1 ops card and disrupt it, don't I? It's a non-Muslim country. If the country's posture is hard, it affects 2 cells. Well, we're the US, we're soft, so but there's only 1 cell. There's no troops. I'm not gaining prestige or anything like that, but yeah, I'd be able to place 1 ops and then just take that cell out. But if I ignore that, and try this war of ideas here. We're actually getting a +1 roll for it, aren't we? Because adjacent ally good. And we managed to get out of the woe here, so we're here. So I think it is. So that's good, but then their next turn, well, basically they've got 3 cards to maybe put a plot in the US. How are they going to go about that? Well, any number of ways, granted. Well, if they get any radicalization points, does that allow them to plot? I think it does, doesn't it? If US posture is soft and there is no global war on terror relations penalty, plot in a soft non-Muslim country. And when we look at the priority for that, which I think it goes right to that table, doesn't it? If I remember rightly, it's going to be the US if it can. And yeah, I mean, if there's a WMD available and it can plot, now hold on, no Grant, hold on. For them to plot in the US, they need to roll a 1. It's only when they place a plot in the US, and that would have to come from an event like the Martyrdom Operation. It feels like a gamble that you shouldn't be taking, but well, okay. If I play, and by the way, I'm also having to play this card, which is ruin Serbia's posture. That might not be a biggie, and I want to say it's placing a cell in one of these countries. So, but if I did remove the cell in the United States with that, and I had 2 ops left, what would I do with my 2 ops then for my second card? Is there anything funky we can do? Not really. I don't think so. You know, where this is fine, this is okay. And if I was wanting to boost this up, I'd have to be doing more of ideas in non-Muslim country attempt with my 2 ops, which, okay, I could do that. Could deploy troops somewhere else. I can't really disrupt because I'd only have 2 ops. Yeah, there's nowhere I could disrupt. Yeah, that's a problem. There's nothing else better I can do. But I know I probably shouldn't be letting that cell sit there in the US right now, and I might well regret it. But yeah, okay, I'm struggling to think this one through again. What was that? Yeah, radicalization, sorry. If US posture is soft, there's no global war on terror relations penalty, which is what we're at. They plot in a soft non-Muslim country, right? Yeah, and I'm looking at placing plots, but this is a different thing, and it says, when an event instructs to place a plot, jihadist bot selects the country using the plot column of the priorities table. And that's, of course, that's a worrying part because the plot priorities, but this is when placing a plot, right? If we do the radicalization, it says to carry out, it says plot in a soft non-Muslim country. So we don't come to the table, we come to here. And this makes more sense to me now. I was like before thinking, well, if a WMD is a real, sure, you're going to put up there, but they need to roll a 1 to get that. I mean, don't get me wrong, if they get a 1 and they pick, I mean, it's a 50-50 now, is it not? Yeah, because 4 of them are WMDs and 4 of them are not. So it's a 50-50 chance that would then be a WMD up there. But they've got a 1 in 6 chance of rolling the 1 to place it there. So they wouldn't directly go up there unless it was an event that said place a plot marker there. They're going to go directly there. But if it's just plot, it's funding tight, no. So their first priority is going to be a poor country with troops and active cells. And right now, that would be Somalia. I mean, don't get me wrong, this is probably not going to be poor because they're probably going to Islamist rule this, but right now at the moment, if they were the thing is, this radicalisation is going to do something before radicalisation, aren't they? But I suppose what I'm trying to get to is the fact that they're not going to prioritise the US unless it's an event that places a plot. So it feels a little more comfortable taking a chance and doing something else. I don't know what you think of that. Maybe you think that's silly. And I guess it's just because all I've got left is 3 ops. Okay, well, you've got 5 ops, but you know what I mean. I'm not want to use that. I've only got 3 ops left, and if I have to use that, then I've only got 2 ops, and I'm sort of bleh. Now, hold on here. Here's another thing. Is this attrition thing going to kick off? I don't think so. I think they're going to... I think this is going to be an Islamist rule, and that's going to go away. And there's not a lot I can do about that anyway. Okay, I suppose I could take 2 of the cells out. 2, 4, 6. They've still got 75, so to hell with that. I'm not bothered with that. Right, yeah, I'm going to do this... for my last play of the night, I think. Yeah, let's try and get Pakistan fair. And then maybe have a go at getting it good and getting that regime change away and whatever. So I'm going to do a war ideas in Pakistan, which I need 3 ops. So, right, play of one of the following: a poor Libya, Algeria, Tunisia, Morocco, Mali, or Nigeria. Mali's not been tested, so I'm assuming that doesn't come into it. Nigeria is poor. Okay. And Libya is poor. Algeria, Tunisia is fair, so no. So here's when you need your wee cube options, eh? I've got something. I've got something over here. No, give me a sec. Right, okay. To be honest, these might be a bit dusty. Yeah, I think they are. We got our hall decorated quite recently, and I foolishly, when it was happening, should have shut my door up here, and I didn't, and there was a lot of dust came up, and I think my enemy action game at the back of me here is probably unplayable now because there's that much dust sitting on top of the game. I've just been reluctant to take it down, but I think I'm going to have to just accept that. A bit of a shame, but I should really not. Well, sometimes you try to do things and then it doesn't come about. Right, sorry, I'm just trying to mess about with these cubes and make them a bit more bearable. Right, so our targets are... They have to be poor. So is Libya poor? Yes. Right. That's an option, right? It's a green white. Is Algeria, Tunisia poor? No. Right. Let's get a red light. Is Morocco poor? Yes. And we've got Mali. Well, Mali's not tested. So I think that's not poor then, Grant. I mean, yeah, that's not. And then the last one's Nigeria, which is poor. So we've got three, well, hang on, no. You've got 2 Muslim targets that are poor. Algeria, Tunisia is not. Well, actually, Mali should have a red cube as well. And then you've got a non-Muslim Nigeria that's possible as well. Right, and then in the event instruction for this, again, it's quite lengthy. So choose caliphate or civil war if possible. So neither of the countries are caliphate or civil war. Choose funding if funding is less than 8. Funding is 9, so they're not going to select funding. So they're going to place cells. And then the last bit is, if funding is greater than 7, which it is, and no cells are available, it would be treating it as unplayable. Well, are we recruiting cells? No, we're just placing cells. There's 2 cells placeable. Well, actually, they're recruitable as well, because it's a 9. So, yeah. And they're not going to, if country is in civil war, part of caliphate, it would place 2 cells or 2 funding, but it's not going to do that. So it's just going to place 1 cell, and then we're going to roll Serbia's posture, and then this is going to lapse this travel bit in Schengen countries, which is probably not going to do anything. But, so how do we decide between where the cell's going to go between Morocco, Libya, and Nigeria? So what we're doing, we're placing a cell. That's probably the travel to thing, isn't it? Okay, we're getting there. Recruiting or placing cells. JAD Spot uses recruit and travel 2 priorities off the OP flowchart. Exception if it was also placed in a plot, we would look elsewhere. It's not placing a plot. It's going to place 1 cell in one of the countries. We're going to look at the flowchart for it. Good. Okay. Recruit and travel 2. Is there a poor Muslim 1 to 4 more cells and troops and militia within the countries? No. If recruit, well, no, the wording is place a cell. But neither of them are auto-recruit anyway. So no. Alright, Grant? No, so we're moving on. Do we have a good Muslim amongst them? No. Do we have a fair Muslim and the one that's got best jihad DRM? Well, no, they can't be fair because the card requires poor. So no. And non-Muslim. Okay, we may have a winner then. So that would be Nigeria. So does that sound right? Playing one of the following if poor. Libya, Algeria, Tunisia, Morocco, Mali, or Nigeria. Nigeria is poor. And it seems to be the priority. The priority, poor Muslim will 1 to 4 more cells. No. If recruit, auto-recruit, no. Good Muslim, no. Fair Muslim, no, it can't be because it's wanting poor Muslim. And then non-Muslim. Oh, hold on. No, it's not wanting poor Muslim. Almost slipped up there. or almost thought I'd slipped up, playing one of the following if poor. So it is still, and remember, Nigeria can become Muslim countries, so yeah, I had to double check there. So it just says poor, it doesn't say poor Muslim. And the flowchart there was non-Muslim before it then gets to poor Muslim. So Nigeria would come before. It being between Libya and Morocco would be the next priority, but non-Muslim's the one, so I think we're placing a cell there. So one cell off the track, well, they're from the training camps into Nigeria. I can take these cubes away. But yeah, I might make use of them now that I've made the bold effort to go and get them. I've got some red ones, green ones and blue ones, so... Okay. Right, I placed a cell. Actually, I've not dealt with the event because this is going to be playable. So, right, I'm putting this in the ops and the reserves. Sorry. So it's playable. Let's play the event now. It's fine. Yeah, I don't think it matters. So, you know what? My tablet's up at the computer. I just plugged it in. I thought I was done. So, hopefully I'll remember to come and read this event. Because, yeah, jihadist human trafficking and refugee crisis. I'd like to read the events when I play them. So, I'll hopefully do that in the next part. I'll leave this card on. Well, actually, it's going to be lapsing, isn't it? It's going to be sitting there. So, hopefully that'll remind me to read it out in the next part. Okay? So, hope you don't mind that. But. So one cell. Right, another thing we're going to do is roll Serbia's posture. And Serbia has not been tested. And it's there. So we're going to do that. Give me a sec. Right, so posture roll for Serbia. So 1 to 4 it's soft, which is kind of what we want. 5 to 6 it'd be hard. It is a 2, so it is going to be soft. Where are we? Serbia, right, soft. Right, so that doesn't change anything there. It probably makes it a little bit better. We're probably up 5 or 6 now, maybe. 5, maybe, I think. I don't know. Okay, sorry. Let's try to finish things up here. So, place one cell. Right, we decided that's what it was. If countries have war, right, it's not. Roll Serbia's posture. Right, and then all travel to / within Schengen countries must roll as if not adjacent this turn. It's a lapse in events, it's going to sit aside. Oh yeah, this is my turn. I'm thinking it's theirs. Okay. And I'll come back to that event. We'll read that event out next time. Right, that's one. Well, yeah, I'm just putting that in reserves. I've not even done that yet. So that was put for reserves. We've done the event. All good. Right, and then we're going to... Right, so we're kind of taking a chance here. So I'm going to play this for the ops. For 2 ops. And grab the reserve. And we're going to do a War of Ideas in Pakistan. War of Ideas attempt in Pakistan. It's a poor ally country. Okay. There's no global war on terror relations apparently, and our prestige is in medium, which gives no modifiers. I want to say we're going to get this modifier from being adjacent good ally, and I want to say that's going to be that. So we're trying to change poor to fair. Yeah, neutral. Oh yeah, it's regime change, okay? So neutral and Muslim, if a regime change, must have at least 5 troops, 5 more troops and cells. You can see I've got 6 troops, no cells, cadre, but that doesn't count. roll on the table, shift neutral to ally. Well, it's already ally, or improve allies' governance by 1. If too good, removal. Right, it's not. And then if we fail, we get an aid marker. If we fail by 1, we get an aid marker. If we get a 4 result, we get an aid marker. So modifiers are, that doesn't apply, that doesn't apply, that doesn't apply. Sorry. That doesn't apply, that does apply. We've got an adjacent good ally in Afghanistan. So that gives us a +1. We need a 5 or a 6, or a 4 if it comes to it. So with a +1 modifier, let's do it. Oh, that's good. +1's 5. That's our success. Yeah, so we shift neutral to ally or improve allies' governance by 1 if too good. It's not too good. Excellent. So, well, I'm hoping that now there's not a plot placed in the US. Oh, no. Right, so that goes from poor to fair ally. And now, I mean, the good thing about that is that it's only costing me two ops to, like, try and... Well, if I'm trying to shift that to good, I'm going to get a -1 against a +1. So, it's going to... But maybe I could get my prestige into high before... I doubt it very much, but... Anyway, that was good. Oh, and also... Right, couple of things going to happen there. Let's finish this off. Right, that was a poor country that went away and a fair country that appeared. So we're up to 6, fair good. I mean, I think that's right. Like I say, if it comes to the point where I'm getting close, I'll double check things, but we're not close to anything there. Resources are still the same. That didn't affect that. But we improved the governance, and we're playing with the new rules now. Awakening. I should get away with it in the flowchart here. Which one was that? Convergence or disengagement? I'm not quite... No, disengagement. So every time a country improves its governance 1 level for any reason... it's just removing the awakening markers, isn't it? That one. Yeah, so that one doesn't do anything. It's this one that's better. And this is why we should be trying to... Well, I mean, on the back foot, I think we have. So we improved a poor fair, so if we had awakening marker there, it was going away. Is that right? Yeah, remove 1 awakening marker, yeah. Okay. So good result. That card was played for just ops. This was played, well, we played it for ops, but it triggered the event. And I'm going to leave it lapsing. Well, it lapses till the end of turn anyway. And I'd like to read the event out when I get the chance. So we've got 1 card left, which is the Boston Marathon, which I'm going to chuck. And they've still got... They've still got 3 cards left. Did I do something out of order there? No, probably not. Thing is, they go first. I didn't miss their turn, did I? I don't think so. They have 9 cards. We have 7. They play first. They're going to play 2 more now, leaving 1 left, and then we're going to play our last card, and then they're going to play 1. Does that sound right? I think it's right, isn't it? My head's getting a bit scrambled now. I think that's right. I'm starting to doubt myself now. Right, most of the cards recently went to the discard pile, so that's the one I just discarded. Before that, yeah, that was their 2 cards, wasn't it? Facebook and then JIV Copycat, because this got played for event. Place an active sell. Yeah, and US. So that was the last 2 cards. We've just discarded that and that as our last turn. Yeah, that's right. We're good. Okay. Well, that's it. I don't know if things are improving or not. We're still playing the game. We're still not dead. still not defeated. We're struggling, but yeah, it's not going to be a breeze, is it? I think early on in the game, I don't think we got much going for us, and now we're sort of struggling along, and yeah, you're finding things hard to deal with, and just got to try and keep plodding on, really. Right, okay. I'll maybe be back tomorrow. I'm not sure I'm back to work, so we shall see. Okay, be back when I can. Cheers.